What's up guys? So I didn't think I'd be making another video on this, but some of the comments that are being left are pretty hard to ignore. So as you guys know, because I'm assuming that's where most of you came from, my Cuties video has exploded like a sexual eruption and is now at just over 700k. And like I said in my last video, because there are a lot of a lot of views, there's gonna be a lot of comments. And while the comments disagreeing with me were irritating to read, there was one other kind of comment that just kept popping up. So the way people tried to defend this movie was by one, saying that girls do this on TikTok all the time, so this shouldn't be any more shocking. And trust me, I get that. I've seen that firsthand worse than any of you. But I do not see how that makes this movie okay. Like, I see where your ideas start, but I fail to see how they connect in any fucking way. That's like telling the cops there's already a problem with drugs in our country, so arresting that drug dealer is only gonna add to the problem. Like, yeah, probably for the fiend who's about to relapse, but I'm okay with Jamal getting arrested for selling some crack. Why is his name Jamal? I don't know, why was he black? The other way people tried to defend this movie was by comparing it to Good Boys. Like, there weren't many, but for some reason, every time someone mentioned that movie, it caught my attention, like, oh, how is this any different from Good Boys? And oh, looks like somebody didn't watch Good Boys. And they're right, I haven't, but I do know that a movie called Good Boys has never gotten as much negative attention as one called Cuties. Now, I may be wrong, but I don't think the movie Good Boys has had anyone associated with it be sued by a whole fucking state. And I was really confused because I didn't understand why these people were comparing these two movies. And then that's when I looked up Good Boys, and then when I realized what movie they were talking about, I'm like, are y'all genuinely that stupid? So instead of going over the whole movie and making this like a 30-minute video, I'm just gonna watch it and then tell you if these comparisons people are making are either right or wrong. Maybe I should have watched the movie before I started filming. Alright, so I watched the movie and it was pretty funny. Didn't know what to expect, but it was a solid 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Now, as to where you guys thought it was appropriate to compare this movie to Cuties is beyond me. That sentence I just said is beyond me, to be honest. But after watching this movie, with an open mind you, because maybe y'all are right, but after the movie finished, nothing, and I mean the Google definition of nothing, meaning not anything, semicolon, no single thing of this movie can be compared to Cuties other than the fact that they both star children. I guess that is one single thing. But the only logical reason I can see for people comparing these two movies is because they only saw the trailer for Good Boys because their parents wouldn't let them see the actual movie. Like, when you watch Good Boys, the worst thing a child does in that movie is cuss. That is one of the sole reasons that movie is rated R.
Does this look like a sippy cup? No, it's a fucking juice box. Because I'm not a fucking child.
Like, yeah, there are some scenes that are sexual, I guess, but they're filmed in a way to where you know nothing sexual was actually exposed to the kids while filming. And then to even further distance these movies from each other, one of them has a group of kids growing up by going to a kissing party, and it's not like, ooh, let me finger you while I kiss you. It's literally a classic spin the bottle kind of party. Then for the other movie, the way they have these kids grow up is by dressing sexually and flirting with boys older than them, which, yeah, probably happens in real life, but does not need to vividly be shown to us using actual children. Like, the worst part of Cuties, which is probably the Cardi B or vagina pic scene, makes all of Good Boys look like the Little Rascals. Like, the only part of Good Boys that can even come close to being compared to Cuties is when the boys looked up porn to see how people kiss. And even then, you know these kids aren't even actually watching porn when this is happening.
No way that's gonna fit in there.
But scenes like this from Cuties, those aren't cutscenes where they're like, alright, yeah, let's get the 18-year-old girl so we can get a shot of her ass to edit in. They literally went all underage with almost everyone in that movie. And what's even funnier is how serious people are about this. Like, here's one whole comment. This is one comment of someone going section by section, even putting the timestamps of what parts they're responding to. And just for shits and giggles, we'll go over some of them. Not many, but some. So the first one, at 2 minutes in, they say, they dress normally, just about the same as all the girls in my neighborhood. It's not the typical dress for school, but after school, this is normal. First off, champ, where the fuck is your neighborhood located? Because you're telling me this is what girls wear in your neighborhood after school? Are you sure those are girls from your school and not prostitutes? Your neighborhood sounds like a wet dream Jeffrey Epstein would have. Now let's actually skip down a few minutes, and at 4:22, ooh, so close. But he says, or they say, he says, I'm speechless. Did you know most famous Russian adult models start modeling at as early as 5? No, I didn't know that. But what does that have to do with showing us little girls twerking? I've seen baby models. Doesn't mean I'm gonna make a movie on showing you how babies use the bathroom. Like, what? There are other ways to go about letting people know about a certain subject without using stuff from that subject as an example. In some cases, yeah, that works. Like in those anti-smoking, ads I actually made a video on now that I think about it. But stuff like that makes way more sense to have real life examples. Like you wouldn't show an actual sex offender to children to educate them about one. You'd show them a cheesy reenactment video that, as bad as they are, I still know never to take candy from strangers unless it's a Kit Kat. Yeah, guys, that's it. I still can't believe people are trying to defend this movie. Like, we get it. The director wanted to spread awareness on how little girls are being over-sexualized in society. But again, and I can't believe that me, the smartest person in the world, has to reiterate this to you, but you don't show us how bad girls are being over-sexualized by over-sexualizing girls in your movie. If that makes sense. The smartest man in the world says it does. Again, that's it. But also, the people who are defending this movie obviously didn't watch my next video and will be receiving a full bladder of piss in their cereal. Peace. I wonder if I should say anything about my hair. Well,